Hey, everybody, this is Jeff Veale, the business guru, coming to you from downtown Manila in the Philippines. Got a lovely lady on the show today on the other side of the world, back in the United States, where we're often talking to our guests. And her name is, this is going to be very funny. Her name is Tricia Keightley. And Tricia is a visionary entrepreneur and the founder of Portrayals XR. Um, and it's an innovative emotional healing platform that blends conscious technology, initiative strategy, and transformational growth. There's a lot of things it does, with more than 14 years of expertise and experience in digital marketing, branding, subconscious reprogramming, and identity shift frameworks. She helps individuals and practitioners build businesses that reflect who they truly are and not who they were taught to be. Her own journey through adversity, reinvention, and spiritual awakening shaped her philosophy and her work as Tricia lives by her guiding belief. There are hidden blessings in the hardest things in life. That's how you learn, guys. It's your job to find the learning lessons and grow. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fly. Yeah, what's the worst if you fail? What's the worst that can happen, guys? You pick yourself up and go again. The perspective informs everything she teaches, and purpose isn't something you chase. It's something you reclaim by honoring what you've lived and what you love and what you're naturally gifted at through Portrayals XR and her broader body of work. Tricia guides entrepreneurs to align their soul mission with scalability, systems, initiative decision making, and prosperity that feels grounded, authentic, which is very important, and sustainable. A writer, a speaker, a mother of three, Tricia is committed to helping people experience emotional freedom, peace, deeper self-trust, and the courage to build lives and businesses that feel less like thriving and more about coming home to yourself and of course, thriving. Right, it's my great pleasure to welcome to the stage Tricia. How are you, Tricia? What has happened? Have we frozen?
Frozen.
Yeah, we've got a bad storm here, but never mind. They'll cut that part
Ah,
out. It won't be a problem. We've got a bad storm coming over again. Um,
got
Tell us about your about your journey, Tricia, and what inspired you
it.
to do your current career. Where did it all start?
My current career. So it started about 14 years ago when tried to start figuring myself out. And I was in the middle of getting divorced. And I had talked to a therapist or a life coach, and she said, others heal, learn, and grow much faster than
Stop, Tricia. What's going to happen? I'm going to change to my I'm going to change to my internet. We're going to just start again. Just give me a second, please. I'm sorry about this, but we've got a very bad storm and it's affecting the web. So let me have a look. Um, it's affecting it badly, actually, obviously. Come on. Here we go. I'm going to just go to here. I'm going to go to my settings on my phone. And I'm going to try and tether my phone. See if that'll help us. Come on, hurry up, Jeff. Wi-Fi connected. Good. Okay. I've got Wi-Fi. Now go down to mobile hotspot and tethering. Mobile hotspot on. Turn off my Wi-Fi. Yes, here we go. Come on. Come on. All right. Now bear with me, Trish. Can you hear me at the moment? Wow, we're frozen that bad, huh? Go to here and disconnect. Okay. What's happened? Are you kidding me or not? More Wi-Fi settings. Show available networks. Galaxy, this is the one I want. Connect. Secured. Hello, hello. Tricia, can you hear me now? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's try again, Tricia.
Hello.
And if it doesn't work, then I've got to give
Yep.
up and come back to you next week, whatever, when there's no storms, because that's
Okay.
a very bad storm and it's affecting the Wi-Fi. But I'm hoping by doing it internally, I might be able to overcome that. We got the first part all right, so let's. I'm going to go back to this part, and my wonderful videographer will cut the other parts out. So here we go. Here we go again. Where did I get to? Let me have a look here. Yeah, everything's good. All right. I'd like to welcome to the stage, Tricia. Tricia, tell us about your journey and what had inspired you to pursue your current career all those years ago.
Yeah, so about 14 years ago, I was in the middle of getting divorced and I started reading all the books and doing all the things to try to figure myself out. I called a life coach and she was like, "Oh, you're not ready for me. You need to go see a therapist. You've had some trauma. You need to go do some EMDR or something a little bit more so than just a life coach." So that set me out on that path of getting a couple of different certifications. Neurolinguistic programming and inner child healing was very pivotal in my life. And so it was me trying to figure myself out. And in turn, I have really tried to help other people figure themselves out and it not take 14 years because that is a long time.
Hmm. I'm laughing about that because I'm thinking I'm 77 and I still haven't grown up. We never, I think most of us never, ever, ever reach our full potential unless we work at it. And that's all. It's work in progress. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work and how have you overcome that over the years?
Yeah, I think so. I own a web design and branding agency. I still do for the last 14 years.
Mhm.
And I think that just really figuring out that my soul's purpose and that that's something different than the web design and branding. The web design and branding, we niched down to just servicing coaches a few years ago, and that was amazing. And so we are still able to help them in that way. But Portrayals XR and the app is we're building digital AI twins for the coaches. And so now it has turned into being able to help them in so many different ways with technology. But the real pivotal thing was the idea that one business kind of had to slow down for me to be able to pick up this other one. And it came from a divine idea in the middle of the night. And so it was very, very much God sent. And so it's like, okay, well, I've got to do this. And so it has been taking up a lot more of my time. And we've been bootstrapping this whole time. So definitely challenging to go from one to the other. But now I know I'm living literally my soul's purpose.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Like me, you haven't got a job now, you've got a passion. And when you've got a
Mhm.
passion, it's so much more fun. I mean, you've got a reason to do it, isn't it? Um,
Yes.
Tell us an important moment in your career that pretty much changed your direction. When was that pivotal moment?
I would say when I think I realized that I was actually a coach. That even though I was helping other people build their website, do their branding, create their logos and do all of these things, I started realizing how much I was actually helping people get their business started. And it was super pivotal because that's what helped us niche down to coaches because they were speaking the same language as me. And so, or I was speaking the same language as them. And so it has been pivotal just because of the fact that you get on like set on a new path
Mhm.
and like you said, right? You're living your purpose. It's a passion. It's just invigorating every day that you get to do it.
Absolutely. I'm laughing about web design because a lot of businessmen, they got no idea. Everything's in their bloody head. And it's our job
Yeah.
to get it out of their head onto paper.
Yes.
That's the challenge. That's the
Yes. Every time.
Yeah, definitely. Um, Tell us, in your opinion, what are the key qualities and skills that have contributed to your amazing success to put you where you are today?
Technology, for sure. Intuition, and I always call it my IGS, my internal God system, and just really being able to listen and be really wanting to learn and grow. Those are my top three.
Yeah, I think you're a good listener and you've got empathy. Empathy is
Yeah.
terribly important. And I like that one about listening to yourself. Like in my case, it's your gut feel, guys. If you've got this gut feel,
Yes.
go with it. Listen to your body. It's talking to you, and you're only going to hear it if you listen, right?
Yes.
How do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your field as you do? What's your secret?
Oh gosh. When you are working from passion and when you know this is your purpose and
Mhm.
when you know that you can help millions of people and you can literally just see it. And I'm talking about like envision, like whenever you do meditations and things, I can literally see it. I can see people getting healed much faster, right? So I think it just really being a visionary and being able to literally see it in my imagination and be able to do visualizations and that it keeps me going every day.
Yeah, I love that. That's very, very, very cool. Um, Tell us about a recent project amongst your many or an achievement that you're particularly proud of. Tell us one of your stories.
Well, I just went on this startup show, entrepreneur show called The Blocks. That's BLOX. They have an app and it's on Amazon and stuff as well. And it was an amazing experience being able to go and meet so many other entrepreneurs and be able to compete. It's like the world's largest competition for startup entrepreneurs. So much fun. And I can't tell you what happened because it will actually air in April.
Is it like a TV series?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a for want of a better word, like a Shark Tank, but on a bigger scale.
Yeah, it's like a reality show for entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what's it called? I'm going to watch out for it.
The Blocks.
The Blocks. Okay. Has it been going for
Blocks.
years and years, or is it new?
Yeah, for years. They're on season 19 right now, and then we were
Oh,
season 24. And so they have said it's going to come out in April.
you don't know what you don't know. That's why I love these podcasts. You learn something every.
Yeah.
I mean, that's right up my alley. I watch Shark Tanks, Dragon's Den, you name it, all those type of shows. And I love the journey. And you can see the ones that come on the show, you can see who's the winners and who's not going to win right from the word go if you know your stuff, right? A lot of it's
Yes.
communication, and they're not doing it right. What advice would you give a 20-year-old? So one of your children comes to you, they're 20, or a niece or a nephew, and they said, look, I've just left school, I've just left university, I'm trying to work out what I want to do with myself now. What would you tell them?
Well, so happens I have a 20-year-old daughter.
There you go.
Well, she'll be 20 in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Um, so I would tell a 20-year-old, I would tell them to listen to the intuition, to listen to that internal guidance or internal God system, whatever you want to call it, and really get quiet. Don't overthink because if you start overthinking and get in like your monkey mind that we do, you will end up just spinning your wheels and spinning and spinning and spinning. And everything in life is a cycle. And so you have to think about it in a way where if you actually are able to calm, that's when the answers come, right? So that's definitely what I would say.
I'd say do what you love. Just find out what you think you want to do and go for it. If you change direction later, that's fine. And
Yeah.
follow your passion. And I'd also say whatever industry you go into, like get a mentor, someone like yourself or me, get a
Yes.
mentor. Like I kid you not, guys, a mentor can take five, don't call them a coach, they're a mentor. Get a mentor who can take 5 or 10 years off the journey. All right. So,
Yeah.
when your mother
Yeah. And I would even say add to that, like the mentor, right? Make sure that they are where you want to be, right? Like make sure they've, if you hire a coach, make sure that they have succeeded in whatever it is that you're trying to succeed in. So many people hire coaches that aren't even where they want to be, and they can't really give you advice if they haven't done it yet.
Yeah, yeah. Don't hire a spectator. Hire someone who's played the
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
A lot of his coaches, guys, or so-called coaches. Let me tell you, I'm 77. I've been doing this for a little while now. A lot of these coaches are in the grandstand watching the game. They're watching people like Tricia who have played the game. They got the bruises, the cuts, the bumps to prove it. Right? You can't just buy a $10 book and be a coach, guys. It doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. It comes from life's experiences. And if you're anything like Tricia and myself, you're learning each and every day. Look what AI has done to the world. It's turned it upside down. Um, Looking ahead, what are your goals and aspirations for the future? You're at base camp, still climbing. What are your goals and aspirations for the future, Tricia?
Yeah, I would love to get help millions of people heal. Honestly, I think through our app that we've developed that has meditation, digital journaling, and it has a wheel of life check-in. It has a self-identity script that you can listen to at night before you go to bed, which literally reprograms your subconscious while you sleep. So the app can help heal so many people people if they use it, right? You have to create these new habits. And it's really cool because it will actually it will connect the practitioner, so like a therapist or a life coach, with the individual. So that way the therapist or life coach can see what has been happening all week long. So they don't spend the first 20 minutes of their session just catching up. The therapist or life coach can actually see everything that's happened. And then you don't have to worry about taking notes and things like that. So being able to help a ton of life coaches and therapists also be able to get on the platform, create their own digital twins so they can spread their beautiful knowledge out into the world as well.
You hit a nerve with me there. About the first 20 minutes. Long time ago, I was going through basically like a divorce, and I went to my
Mhm.
lawyer, who was by hired gun. I got the best in town, 500 an hour, and but the third session I went there, he starts off with something like, "Now, where were we, Jeff? How old are you again? And when were you born? And all this." And I'm thinking to myself, "Hang on, we've been through this before." He said, "Oh, do you want a cup?" He gets up and says, I'll make you a cup of coffee, Jeff. And I said, sit down. I said, Starbucks is downstairs and it's $5. You're 500. I don't want a cup of coffee, thanks. I was laughing. And from that session, what I did, a true story, what I did, I said, I'm going to go down to the other lawyer after this and talk to them. He said, oh, you can't do that. That's exactly what I did. I went down to the other lawyer and said, look, it's all about the money. You want to be paid. Let's get this solved today. And I solved it within 48 hours myself
Wow.
without
Nice.
without going to court, because I got the girl in and then we sat down, and it was a funny story. I wrote down 3 offers on 3 pages on a notepad. I had offer 1, offer 2, offer 3. They all went up, right? And I said,
Yeah.
here's my offer. And I went, and it's final. Otherwise, I'm going to go overseas. You're going to get nothing. Remember, and you're not going to, I told the lawyer, and you're not going to get paid. Don't forget that. Anyway, they took offer 1. I was laughing. Offer 2 was double, and offer 3 was double again. Right?
Wow.
I was so proud of myself. It's such a cool
Good job.
guys. Try and avoid lawyers where you can, guys. It's all about everything in life's about communication, right? Try and communicate. Particularly if you're getting divorced, if you've been friends and lovers for 10 or 20 years, why now do you hate each other? Think about that for a minute. Was
Yeah.
20 years a mistake? Think about it, right? That's my rant for the day. Tricia, looking ahead, we've done that. How can our listeners reach out and find out more about your amazing services? You're a talent, obviously. How can they reach out to you and have a virtual cup of coffee? What's the best way?
Yeah. If you actually go to Tricia Lee, TRICIALEA.com, you'll be able to find all my links.
That's right. And you're up for a cup of coffee with someone. If someone wants a bit of help or a bit of advice, they can reach out to you,
Absolutely.
make an appointment.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Fantastic. We can't let you go before we wrap it up and tell people a fun fact about yourself that most people do not know.
Oh gosh, a fun fact. I would say that I am really extremely spiritual. I am wanting to show up in the world as, and I don't mean religious when I mean that. I mean spiritual, like in the sense of God is everywhere, right? There's not this bearded man in the sky that's looking down on me, going to judge me. And I think that I really want to be seen as just having that divine connection is the most important thing. And so I think a lot of people probably don't see that side of me, but I definitely want to put it out there.
Fantastic. And guys, don't forget to come on the show, 15 Minutes of Fame. It's like talking to a friend, as you can see. We have a bit of a chat at the start, and then we have a chat about this. And then what happens, we turn the whole thing into a mini movie, and it's all about you. And you put it across all the different platforms. And we're going to put Tricia's thing across LinkedIn, Quora, Reddit, Facebook, our Facebook group, and of course, YouTube with all her social media links. Right, we do the same for you. And I want you to think about this very carefully. A TV commercial is going to set you back about $20,000. I can tell you what happens. The moment your commercial comes on, people never heard of you. They jump up, they grab a beer, they grab a hot dog, they go to the toilet, and the whole thing's down the toilet. 10 radio spots, no problem. I've done this. That'll set you back about between $3,000 and $5,000, and they'll play them as they promised you they would. But they play them at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when people are asleep. Right. So come on, 15 Minutes of Fame, and get in front of hundreds of prospects. You've been an awesome guest. Thank you for coming on the show, Tricia. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel, folks. and you'll see more interesting guests just like Tricia. Tricia, any last words for our audience, please?
Oh, just listen. Just like calm your mind and listen to whatever it is you believe in, what divine source, God, whatever it is, just close your eyes and listen to whatever they have to say to you.
Yeah, I've been learning recently, go slow to go faster.